Ever wondered which outdoor rink in Manhattan is the best during the holidays? My friend and I brought our own skates to try out 4 famous Manhattan rinks, plus one in Brooklyn. We went at different times to see when they're crowded and when they're worth visiting. This is the rink at Brookfield Place, and it ended up being our surprise favorite. We went on New Year's Day for the 8:15 session right after resurfacing. Most sessions are 45 minutes long and cost $17 during holidays and weekends, or $15 on weekdays. When you buy your ticket online, you still need to go to the kiosk to get your wristband. If there's no one at the kiosk, then you can also get a wristband from inside the tent. Even though the mall says it closes at 8 o'clock, you have 24 access to Brookfield Place, so you can always go through from the train station to cut through Brookfield Place Mall to get to the ice rink. I think that middle area might be for doing some cool tricks. It was kind of chaotic getting our boots on. We put on our boots standing up, but there are some benches there. There were no lockers or bag checks, so I wore my backpack while skating. For New Year's Day and an evening session, this wasn't too crowded and we had space to go backwards and do some spins. I found that the ice was not that good quality. A lot of deep chunks and lines in the ice. This is the wind that is just pushing. Oh my god. And the skyline was pretty. So I used to work here, and if I had started ice skating earlier, I could have come every single day after work to go ice skating. All the finance people can just come here every single day after work.
You have a bad meeting, you're like, I need 5.
Yeah.
You just go put on your skate and then skate the pain away.
We stayed the full 45-minute session, working on gliding to the music, some more backward steps, until we had to leave.
This session is now officially over. Please start making your way off the ice slowly and carefully.
My rating of this ice rink being the first rink that I was skating on, I would rank it out of 10, a solid 8. 8! It's really high. I just really enjoyed it. I had a great time.
Yeah. Kind staff, very kind staff too. It makes a huge difference.
Good photo spot.
Yeah.
It's the least crowded of all the rinks we visited. Even during our second visit a week later, we had plenty of space to move around. The music and lighting make it fun, even if the ice quality isn't that great. This is still one of my favorite rinks. This is Wollman Rink in Central Park during the day and at night. Both were packed, and during the evening, they even split off part of the ice for ice hockey. This is the holiday weekend. We're going January 2nd. It is 11:30. We wanted to come here because now it's resurfacing time, so we hope to be the first ones on the ice once it resurfaces. Right now, it's $27 to get in, plus $12 for skate rentals. With a library card, you can get everything for $15, or use Culture Pass like we did for free entry once a year. Even if you have Culture Pass, you need to swap it out for a ticket at the box office window. We signed the liability waiver and then went to change skates. Skate school. There's a restroom on site. Plenty of places to sit. Bring your own skates if you can, or give yourself extra time to get rentals because the line for rentals was quite long and this is at noon. The lockers are pretty small. We put our things at the top. There were way more people getting on than we expected. Turns out you can stay as long as you want. Everyone from the morning could stay all day. Your best bet is getting here right when they open at 10 a.m. They also don't have any music playing, which makes it feel fairly average. Lots of wind, lots of wind. The middle is meant for skate school, but staff gave mixed messages about whether figure skating was allowed here. When we asked, the first staff member told us it wasn't allowed at all. Even though there's no one here right now, people might be coming shortly for skate school, so they aren't able to let anyone on. It's roped off, but then if you're practicing jumps and spins, it seems fine. It was really unclear. Later, a different staff member said we could practice here. We made the most of the space with lunges, spirals, and a few jumps. But by now, it was 1 o'clock and we'd been skating for over an hour. We were starting to get hungry. There is food here, and they don't make you leave in between sessions, so you could hang out here all day if you wanted. It is very convenient, but these mozzarella sticks were $9 for literally 3 sticks. For the second session, we are changing direction, which is really great if you want to practice your crossovers on both sides to have even sides going the other direction. And now the ice is really nice and resurfaced. We saw the middle area had private lessons going on. So we skated around and looked for a quiet corner to practice more tricks. After doing some pivots and messing around for a while, we noticed something strange about the ice.
This section of the Wollman Rink is slightly slanted.
You can see my friend sliding without even moving. I didn't realize uneven ice surfaces can throw off your balance until I jumped and fell backwards. I went to first aid, who checked me over and was really helpful.
I'm really sad that I fell. I was trying to do this where I was trying to jump, but you have to land on your toe pits.
Yes, you do.
Because I landed straight and I slipped back. I fell on my butt. I hit the back of my head. I was probably 2 feet from the ground.
Around that, yeah.
And my head bounced back. So I would say overall this is a 4. A 4 out of 10. Wow! 4 out of 10. Mediocre. So I had to go tell the guy.
After this, I started wearing a helmet for all my skating. Bryant Park ice rink at 4:30 p.m. Christmas tree up, and it's packed. Really pretty later that night, but still too crowded to skate. We came back in the morning a week later thinking it might be quieter. Plot twist, Bryant Park is basically always busy. After passing it a couple times, here's what you need to know. Entry is free if you bring your own skate. Skate rentals cost more when it's busy, like evenings and weekends. The Christmas tree is taken down when Winter Village ends, so if you want to skate with the tree, come before Winter Village ends.
Here we have the entrance to Winter Village, Bryant Park.
There's no place to buy tickets at the door, and there are strict signs.
No early entry.
Since it was too crowded, we just hung out and watched. Also, I'm still taking a break from skating and waiting for my helmet to arrive. But you know what? Dancing to the music with my friend was actually super fun.
The previous song was fire. I literally took my earmuffs down. That's how great the music was. Clearly, what they're doing here.
We came back a week later in the morning when the market was gone. The signage and website say bag check required, but these lockers are free to use. Just bring your own lock. There are free helmets. I'm wearing my new helmet here.
It's 8:30 and this is how crowded the ice is.
It might have been so busy because the figure skating session was just before us and people might have stayed on longer. The rink was smaller because part of it was sectioned off for the bumper cars.
No Christmas tree anymore, but that's not a big deal, honestly. You're not allowed to have cameras or phones on the ice. Almost everybody has their own skates, and there's a little skate circle in the middle. The circle is tiny.
You can see my friend adjusting the cones so she has some more space to do her moves. Tickets include 20 minutes of prep time and 50 minutes to skate, which means if you finish prepping early, you can get more time on the ice. I'd give Bryant Park a 7 out of 10. It's a great option if you're skating often, but the crowds make it tough to enjoy. After about an hour on the ice, we headed over to Rockefeller Center to check out their rink. Here's the most famous rink in New York, Rockefeller Center, and honestly, it lives up to the hype. It's surprisingly calm in the afternoon. We checked out Rockefeller at night with the lights on. We also went skating in the morning on 2 different days, once with the tree still up, and once after it was gone.
They said they wouldn't remove the tree until late evening or something.
We bought tickets online ahead of time because they cost more at certain times of the day. After scanning our ticket and giving us a sticker, we went past the skate rental shop to the area where you can change your skates and put your things in the free lockers. It was less crowded than I expected, and the ice quality was some of the best I've skated on. We did plenty of footwork to the music, did some spins and tricks in the middle, and knee slides. We stayed the full hour of our session until the announcement for everyone wearing a blue sticker to leave. The second time we came, the tree was gone. The ice was still great, but they sectioned off a small part because the ice level was too low near a pipe. Rockefeller may be small in size, but it also doesn't have the middle circle blocked off with cones like the other rinks that hold classes, which means there's more space in the middle to skate. Go for the morning sessions right after resurfacing. You get that amazing ice and smaller crowds. If you don't want to lug your skates around all day, you can pay to store it. We used Bounce and paid $18 to store 2 bags at the souvenir shop next to Rockefeller.
You can see the Rockefeller's tree from the souvenir shop where we are dropping off our bags.
Rockefeller was a 9 out of 10 for me because of the ice quality, atmosphere, and location. I had so much fun and the staff were so friendly. They know tourists are here for photos and they try to make that experience worthwhile. We did check out LeFrak, which is in Prospect Park, and that was worth the trip. LeFrak Center surprised me by having the most space to skate of all the rinks we went to. We went on a weekday afternoon just after the holidays. The park was so empty, I actually wondered if I was heading in the right direction. Turns out that peace and quiet is what makes LeFrak so nice. Here's a poster showing when you can skate and how much it costs. It's around $10 to get in and another $10 for skate rentals, which is cheaper than most places in Manhattan. When we first walked inside, I saw 2 rinks that looked connected. This is the covered rink, and this is the open air rink. I thought we could easily skate between them, but then I noticed a barrier with a cone dividing the space. Although we did spot some hockey kids just going between, so it's unclear how strict they are. Turns out there are 2 rinks, but you have to pay for them separately. And keep in mind, each rink has a slightly different schedule. We paid $10.60 each at the skate rental counter and got the wristbands. Here's where you can change into skates. We put our backpacks on top of the paid lockers and started skating at the covered rink. There's plenty of room to skate around and music playing, so I mostly worked on glides and footwork to the music. Here are cones for lessons. There was a part of the ice rink that was sectioned off. About halfway through the session, the staff removed the barrier. Music is different on outside and inside. I like the music on the inside too.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. The lights on the ceilings are up. I kind of thought the lines would also be different colors. The ice quality on the covered rink is really nice, super smooth. Then we tried the ice on the outside rink and it was okay, average. We did a bunch of different moves and enjoyed the sunset. I think the lake is back there, but I wasn't really looking. I was more focused on taking advantage of all this space because there were so few people on the ice. We probably spent almost 2 hours before we had to head back.
3 to 4:30 session is now over. Please make your way off the ice. Next session is 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m.
That's really cool. I wish they kept these doors open. Watch your step when walking with skates off ice. Okay, not all of the flooring is rubber. Some have black wood, which look like the rubber mats, and there are raised sections that you need to be careful on. There's also a place to get food here, but still pretty overpriced. Oh, it's only $2 cheaper than Wollman Rink. While the ice is really good in the covered rink, the wood and the rubber mat placement around the rink make walking in skates a bit dangerous. This one gets a 6. 7. I give it a 7.
I give it a 7.
Yeah.
It's also pretty. Vibe is questionable at first, but then
It got more friendly.
yeah, you go more friendly.
At first, yeah. I lived in New York for 4 years before visiting these rinks as a tourist. It gave me a new way to see the city. That said, if you're looking for things to do in New York, there are more exciting touristy options before ice skating. But if you're a local and think you've done it all, it could be a fun change. Thanks for watching our tour of New York's winter skating scene. Drop an ice skate emoji if you're planning to hit these rinks before they close in March, or a Christmas tree if you're already planning next year's holiday skating adventure. Remember to check rink websites for current prices and hours. They can change seasonally. Keep in mind that renting skates is separate from admission. Those costs can add up. That's why I brought my own skates. If you enjoyed this video about New York's holiday ice rinks, you might like my vlog about skiing as you get ready for other fun seasonal activities.